What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing some battles in the Love Cup running a triple bug theme team with Crustal in the lead, Ariados as a safe swap, and Buzzwole as the closer. Now this is a bit of a weird moveset on Ariados as Lunge is the typical first choice move, but I opted for the combination of Cross Poison and Trailblaze for the surprise factor, and it definitely helped in certain situations. However, I would definitely say Lunge is necessary if you're really trying to fight hard for switch advantage in matchups that are maybe slightly negative in the one shield scenario, because in the two shield scenario, if you just keep on going straight Lunge, you're probably going to debuff them into oblivion and possibly win that matchup. But the important factor for this team is that I really wanted Cross Poison, as Ariados in that safe swap position is there to bait out any Talonflames, so having a neutral charge move forces the opponent to either throw their energy or potentially even force a shield because they just don't expect it. Cross Poison, super spammy, and often Incinerate, such a clunky move, you can get to multiple Cross Poisons before they do reach a charge move. But anyways, with that being said, let's get into the question of the day. What is your favorite bug type Pokemon to use in the Go Battle League? Let me know in the comment section down below, and with that being said, let's get into the battles now. Let's go into the first battle, leading Crustal into a Licky. So this is not a Talonflame, so I'm going to be safe swapping into my Ariados, hoping to bait out a Talonflame. If they're not swapping out, they probably don't have one, because I feel like any safe swap into Ariados, if the opponent has a Talonflame, they should just swap into it straight away, because typically that's a really good matchup. But we go for a Trailblaze there, and then they come in with the Talonflame, but we've just boosted our attack. We're now going for a Cross Poison. Cross Poison does just under half their health. We make it to another Cross Poison already. Cross Poison number 2 is going to be shielded by the opponent, and my switch clock is already up, so I can swap back into the Crustal. I'm not going to bother shielding here. If they full send a Brave Bird, then that's fine. I can just come in with either Pokemon and farm them down, but they just go for a fly there. So they come back in with the Licky. We're going straight for an X-Scissor here. X-Scissor is going to connect. It does big damage, and the opponent is going to swap out now into a Galarian Slowbro. Now, this is still very tricky for us. Unfortunately, because Buzzwole did get a nerf with counter a few seasons ago, it does actually take quite a while to reach that Lunge. And Lunge is only going to hit for neutral damage in this matchup because, of course, they are a Psychic, but also a Poison type Pokemon. The opponent fires off the next charge move immediately, going for a brutal swing there, which is resisted damage. However, they do get it off before I do reach a Lunge, so it's not going to be debuffed. We go for the Lunge there. Lunge is going to grab the final shield. They then swap. They try to catch a charge move, but I'm the one that's able to successfully catch the charge move. What the heck even happened there? And I am just barely able to reach a Lunge just before we go down. Lunge is going to get the KO there, and I'm able to take that game. So, GG's to opponent there. Into the next battle, you can see Crustal into a Galarian Slowbro. So, we're going to stay in this matchup here. This is actually a good matchup for us. However, if they are on Surf, which this trainer might be on, then actually, I should probably shield the first charge move, and they are on Surf. It does big damage. Honestly, that is definitely a mistake. I was thinking most Slowbro are probably going to be on Brutal Swing and Sludge Bomb, possibly. So, I don't shield, and it backfires. But we do live. We're now going to swap into Ariados. The thing is, Ariados cannot hit for anything other than resisted damage in that matchup. So, we kind of needed to get them fairly low before we swapped out anyways. We're now going to go straight for a Trailblaze here. The reason I go for Trailblaze first is I can boost up my attack, and now I can spam out these Cross Poisons, and Cross Poisons are going to do quite a lot of damage here. First one, going to be no shielded, and we're already at a second Cross Poison here. And from this range, Cross Poison will get the KO. They're saving their shields for whatever's in the bag, so let's see what the opponent has. The opponent is going to wait out the switch clock before coming in with a Miltank, so this is where Buzzwole is going to come in clutch for us. However, of course, we are taking neutral damage from the rollout, since we are, of course, part bug as well as being part fighting. We're going to wait for the opponent to try and swap, make a catch, and it backfires as we get a huge counter farm down there, coming out with nearly 100 energy. We go straight for Lunge. Lunge going to debuff their attack. We can go for Lunge number 2, and again, going to permanently debuff their attack now. So even if they full send either a Thunderbolt or an Ice Beam, it should not be enough damage to get the KO, and it does not get the KO there. We can get the counter farm down, and I'm able to take that game. So, GG's up on there. Into next battle, see Crustal into a Solrock. So, Solrock is actually a really awkward Pokemon to deal with. However, since we are in the lead with our Crustal, we've got 2 Pokemon in the back that are weak to Psychic. So, we're going to stay in here. Of course, Rock Slide is going to hit most of the team for super effective damage. They then swap into Licky. So, we're just going to swap out straight away into the Buzzwole. The opponent is going to fire off the Earthquake, which makes very little sense there. I don't know why they went for Earthquake. But either way, we're going to overfarm, fire off the Lunge at the last possible second, assuming they're also on Body Slam. I mean, maybe Earthquake does do slightly more damage than a Body Slam anyways, but they swap into a Clefable, and because, of course, these Fairy Winds don't do as much damage as the Psy Waves do, I'm able to reach a last-second lunge. Lunge gets the debuff there. They're going to swap back into Soul Rock, but I'm already at a Cross Poison here. Cross Poison kind of needs to be shielded, otherwise we could come in with the Crustle and probably just smack down, farm them down. But now we grab the final shield with an X-Scissor. The opponent will be outpacing me to the next charge move, but that's absolutely okay. I can shield up the Rock side here. Crustle, one smackdown away from the X-Scissor. X-Scissor going to hit for super effective damage. It gets the KO up against the Soul Rock. They come back in with Clefable, and they have to fire off a charge move here. The opponent will be going for a Swift, which is resisted. My Switch Clock is up there, so we swap into Ariados, not allowing them to get the full farm down there, as I realized Crustle wasn't quite going to reach a charge move there, but the opponent goes for a Moonblast. They then fire off the Swift. Swift gets us very low, but we're at the Cross Poison already, and of course Cross Poison will be hitting for super effective damage. It takes out Clefable, and I'm able to take that game. So GG's top there into the next battle. We see Licky in the lead once again. So once again, I will be swapping into my Ariados here. Well, I tried to swap out there, but I just don't really know what happened. So instead, we're going to stay in with the Crustle initially. I'll probably tank the move, and then I will eventually swap into my Ariados there, trying to bait out a Talonflame. But the opponent's going to go straight for an Earthquake once again. This time it does make sense because, of course, Crustle is going to take neutral damage from the Earthquake, whereas a Body Slam would be resisted. We go for the charge move, and again baiting out the Talonflame, which is great for us. We can go fire off the Cross Poison here. If the opponent commits to a full Incinerate farm down, I will reach another Cross Poison. I'm not going to risk going for damage registration error there. We go for one Poison Sting, put them into range where we can smack down, farm them down. However, I'm hoping that if we come in with the Buzzwole, I can shield once and then counter farm them down before the next Incinerate damage even registers, but unfortunately that is not the case. We do tank one Incinerate. It doesn't do too much damage there. However, I would have definitely preferred not tanking that, but they come in with a Soul Rock anyways, and they make a brilliant catch there, catching the lunge onto their Licky. And at this point, I mean, it was already game over anyways, but that brilliant catch there just caps it off for the opponent. They can commit to a full farm down there, and unfortunately we do lose that game. But GG's top there into next battle. We see Ariados in the lead, so a great matchup for us in the lead. The opponent is going to stay in initially before swapping into a Medicham. So we're going to come in with Ariados here, and a lot of Medicham actually aren't even on Psychic, so we might not even have to use a shield in this matchup. However, if they do farm up to it, then I will potentially use my shield here. I should actually just barely live a Psychic anyways, however, going to play it safe, use my shield there, then fire off a Cross Poison. Now, Cross Poison, we win CMP. It is actually not quite enough damage to get the KO there, which is really unfortunate. However, it doesn't really matter. It's just another Ice Punch, and we can get that Poison Sting farm down. They now come in with a Miltank, so again, going to boost up my attack here with the Trailblaze. Trailblaze is going to connect, and we're going to go for, well, actually, no, we're not going to go for a Cross Poison straight away. Instead, going to throw on good timing, grabbing a shield from the Miltank, and they commit to a farm down, allowing me to reach another Cross Poison here, grabbing both shields from the Miltank, and now we can come in with the Buzzwole. I'm going to let the first move go through here, as the opponent is just going to go for a Stomp, which is very interesting. Stomp is definitely not the right move to go for on your Miltank. The opponent fires off another Stomp there. We're able to tank that, and the opponent recognizing with a shield still intact, there's nothing they can do, so they just concede the match. GG's opponent there into next battle. We see Talonflame in the lead, so great for us. The opponent's going to stay swap into Licky, and we can instantly respond with our Buzzwole. Now, honestly, this is not as dominant a matchup as I think it would be here. As you can see, Body Slam does quite a lot of damage, so unfortunately, I'm just going to have to go and full send a Superpower straight away. If I go for Lunge there, probably not going to get the KO, so instead, we go for Superpower, and the opponent's able to Incinerate, farm us down. But we can come back in with the Crustle, hitting for huge damage with these smackdowns. Gonna, of course, shield up the Flame Charge here, and the opponent swaps into Miltank. So I'm actually going to stay in initially, fire off an Exeter, and then I will eventually swap into my Ariados. So we swap into Ariados, and the opponent is going to fire off a charge move. Since I'm not running Lunge, I can't really, well, there's no point in me shielding the first charge move. They go straight for Thunderbolt there, which is actually quite smart, because if I was running Lunge, and I let the first move go through there, that would do a lot of damage. But we go for Trailblaze, and because I'm on Cross Poison, I'm able to throw on the CMP tie, and grab the final shield from the opponent. We also get the boost there, but it doesn't really make a difference here. I realize the opponent probably would just swap out into their Talonflame if I should have that. So we swap into Crustle, and we're able to get the Smackdown farm down, come out with the X's are loaded. However, I wasn't sure if it would quite get the KO there, so instead I opt for one extra Smackdown, shield up the charge move. Now I fire off the X's gets the KO, and I'm able to take that game. So, GG to opponent there, into next battle, we see Crustal into Clefable. So, obviously not the greatest matchup for us, but I can't really swap out of this matchup either because I do have a Buzzwole in the back, which is definitely going to struggle. So, if they're on Meteor Mash, it's going to be lights out, but it's just the Moonblast. We do hang on there. I'm actually running Rock Blast instead of Rock Slide because I realized, to be honest, like Rock Blast and Rock Slide, both moves aren't really that great. Rock Slide is definitely better, but Rock Blast, we do actually get there slightly faster. And also, in neutral situations, most of the time, I'm just going to go for X's anyway. So, yeah, I mean, I opted for Rock Blast. Doesn't really make too much of a difference there. The opponent's then going to swap into Licky Licky. We can again respond with our Buzzwole. Again, going to no-shield the first charge move. They go straight for a Body Slam there. And then I'm going to overfarm, fire off the Superpower on the CMP tie here. I want to guarantee the KO or the shield, and we do grab that shield. However, since we do go straight for Superpower, of course, I'm going to debuff my defense and my attack. So it means this counter farm down is going to be a little bit awkward for us, but I will be shielding here. The opponent probably going to try and swap out at this point, and they do swap. They swap back into Clefable just to be farmed down by the Ariados, and they come in with a Miltank. So honestly, not looking too good for us here. We're going to go straight for Trailblaze. We don't have any shields in play, and unfortunately, I overfarmed too much here. I realized I wanted to try and throw on good timing, but overfarm there, maybe force the opponent to overfarm too much there, but unfortunately, we only get off one cross poison, so big mistake on my end. We go straight for a lunge there. Lunge is going to debuff them. They're going to swap back into Licky Licky, and unfortunately, it's a simultaneous KO. They still had the Miltank in the back, and we do end up losing that game. But GG's to opponent there. I think I definitely could have played better if I throwed the charge move slightly sooner on my Ariados. But anyways, into the next battle, we're going to see a Medicham here. So we're going to come in with the Ariados. This time they don't even farm up to the Psychic before throwing an Ice Punch. So a very easy no shield here. We go straight for Trailblaze. And again, I should be able to take a charge move from this opponent. So I'm actually going to go for a Trailblaze here. And Trailblaze is going to once again boost up my attack. But this time the opponent's actually going to use a shield. So that's fine with me. I'm just going to match shields here. They swap back into Skeledirge. I'm able to swap into my Crustal, and I'm able to reach a Rock Blast on the CMP tie. So Rock Blast, probably going to grab a shield here. Rock Blast is going to be shielded by the opponent. I'm also going to match shields, even though I realize they will actually outpace me to the next charge move. They're actually running Crunch, which is very interesting, but it doesn't really make a difference here. They're still going to reach another charge move. They go straight for Crunch once again. Crunch gets the KO there, but we can come in with the Ariados. I'm one Poison Sting away from the next Cross Poison, so I'm just going to throw immediately. Cross Poison is resisted, but it does get the KO there. The opponent comes in with their own Ariados though, and this is where Lunge is really going to hurt us here, because unfortunately Lunge going to debuff my attack, but I'm not running Lunge myself, so this Ariados can just keep on debuffing me. I will be able to fire off a Lunge, but they're probably just going to swap back into the Medicham at this point. Yeah, makes sense here. And Lunge, because we are double debuffed, won't take out this Medicham either. So Lunge gets them very low. I'm actually going to stop attacking here on purpose. I didn't want to take them out there and give the Ariados any more farm, but Ice Punch gets the KO. We can get the farm down there. There's no point going for Trailblaze. Trailblaze is double resisted and non-stab. My only win condition is getting a boost with the Cross Poison and somehow just having like infinite energy, because the opponent will be able to reach a charge move here before I'm at a third Cross Poison, and of course whatever they throw will be able to take us out there, and unfortunately we do lose that game. But GG's up in there. Into next battle, we see a Miltank in the lead. So once again, going to say swap into Ariados straight away. And of course, with our say swap, we do still take super effective damage from these rollouts. We're basically just trying to swap out to bait out any Talonflame. And if they don't have a Talonflame, then of course that's fine. But unfortunately, if they don't have a Talonflame, then this say swap doesn't really work out that well for us, because if we stayed in with the Crustal, we would force them to go for either an Ice Beam or a Thunderbolt, because Body Slam is resisted. But either way, we are going to actually shield in this matchup now, which is very interesting. But I realized if I go Cross Poison here, I will actually force the opponent to throw their energy or use their shields, and they're going to throw their energy. That's fine with me. At this point, going to let the Ariados go down. Body Slam will be taking us out. I feel pretty confident they don't have a Talonflame in the back now, so going to come in with the Buzzwole, get that counter farm down, and they come in with Hisuian Electrode, so they will outpace me to the first charge move. I'm definitely going to shield, as I can go for a Lunge and debuff their attack. They go for the Wild Charge there. At this point, I'm still going to go for a Lunge anyways, so Lunge going to hit for super effective damage. The opponent no shields that, and they come in with a Loma Mola, so this is going to be tricky for me, but I'm able to throw a Lunge after 4 counters, throwing on good timing. We grab a shield from the opponent, we then swap into our Crustal, and now I'm going to try and throw on the CMP tie with a Hydro Pump, and I'm able to do just that, firing off the X-Scissor as soon as they get to Hydro Pump. X-Scissor does connect, and the opponent is going to full send the Hydro Pump here. Hydro Pump gets the KO, but now we can come in with the Buzzwole. I will outpace them to the charge move, but instead I commit to a counter 5. farm down, taking out a Lomomola, and I'm able to take that game. So, GG to opponent there into next battle. We see Talonflame in the lead. It's a great lead for me. The opponent is going to stay in initially before swapping into a Wigglytuff, and things are looking great so far. As they come in with the Wigglytuff, we can hard punish them with the Ariados. I'm going to no-shield the first charge move here. They land the Swift there, of course. If they think we've only got, like, Trailblaze and Lunge, they might start shielding in this matchup. But no, never mind. We go for a Cross Poison. We go for a full farm down here, and I make a huge mistake. Oh, no, never mind. Maybe that's a different battle I'm thinking of. But either way, we're going to go straight for Cross Poison. Cross Poison is going to be shielded by the Talonflame. And again, they're going to stay in here, go for one extra Incinerate, which means we get off 2 Smackdowns, dealing huge damage, and they swap into Electrode. So this is not Hisuian Electrode. They're not going to take super effective damage from the Exeter, but it doesn't matter. This game is absolutely over. The opponent has farmed up to a potential Hyper Beam, so fair enough. If they full send it, Hyper Beam is going to get the one shot, but it doesn't matter. Crustle can come in, Smackdown, farm them down, Smackdown, farm down the Talonflame, and I'm able to take that game. So, GG top in there, into next battle, another Miltank in the lead. So once again, get a safe swap into Ariados, and we do bait out the Talonflame this time around. We're going straight for Cross Poison here. Cross Poison, number 1, is going to be no-shielded by the opponent, but we're going to be able to outpace them to a second Cross Poison here. And Cross Poison, number 2, grabs a shield. If they commit to a full farm down, I reach a third Cross Poison. So the opponent is forced to throw the energy, which is really nice. They go for a Flame Charge here. I'm hoping 3 Smackdowns will be enough damage to get the KO. It's going to be very close. Oh, sorry, 2 Smackdowns, sorry. And unfortunately, it is just barely not enough damage. I'm going to no-shield that. It is just a fly. We come in with the Buzzwole, and things are still looking okay-ish for us, but they do have quite a lot of energy on the Miltank. I'm going to shield up the Body Slam here, and unfortunately, they had more energy than I realized, so I'm now going to double shield this. This kind of seems like a weird play on my end, and I'll be honest, I don't really know what I was thinking there, but either way, we fire off the Lunge. Lunge will get the KO there. If they come back in with the Talonflame, I should just be able to counter-farm them down, but they're going to come in with a Clefable, and honestly, it's not looking too good for us. I'm going to fire off the Superpower. Superpower is, of course, going to be no-shielded. It's resisted damage. We swap into our Crustle. It's not really going to help us here as the opponent goes for Meteor Mash, getting the KO there. I could reach a charge move, but they've still got a shield. It doesn't really matter. I allow them to just fully Fairy Wind farm me down, and unfortunately, we do lose that game. But GG's top in there, into next battle, we see a Galarian Slowbro in the lead. So this time, we know they could be running Surf, and actually, maybe Surf is the recommended move for this meta. I mean, I guess there are quite a lot of fire types, so yeah, we shield it up anyways. We're now going to fire off the Exeter. Exeter is going to be shielded. We've now put them into range, though, where I should just be able to KO with resisted damage from my Ariados. I'm going to no-shield the first charge move here as they fire off the Brutal Swing. I'm then going to go for a Trailblaze on the CMP tie. Trailblaze actually would not get the KO here, but the opponent shields anyway. So at this point, I'm also going to shield here. The opponent will be firing off the Brutal Swing. I'm now going to overfarm here. Not too much. We're going to go for a Cross Poison, and Cross Poison should be enough damage now that we've boosted our attack to get the KO. They come in with Beware, and all shields are now down. We're going straight for Cross Poison. Cross Poison is going to deal big damage there, and the opponent commits to the farm down as well, allowing us to reach another Cross Poison. Cross Poison gets the KO, and again, they've got Hisuian Electrode in the back. So we actually come in with the Crustle. I basically just go straight for the Exeter here. I force them to either throw their energy straight away and debuff themselves, or not throw their energy and get too low to the point where a single counter will be enough damage from the Buzzwole to take out Electrode, and I'm able to take that game. So, GG's top end there, into next battle, we see Wormadam Trash in the lead. So this is not really that ideal for me. They are running Bug Bite. I'm going to swap out there, and we're trying to bait out a Fire type, which we're able to do, but it's a Macargo, so not that great for us. We go straight for Trailblaze here, and honestly, I should have just fired off that next Trailblaze immediately. I make a huge mistake there. Don't really know what I was thinking, but they go for a Rock Tomb. I do at least force them to throw the energy, which is, I guess, something. But now we're going to come in with the Crustle. I will not be able to go for a full Smackdown farm down, so instead, going to fire off the Rock Blast here. Rock Blast, of course, will be getting the KO. The opponent not going to bother shielding that. Instead, coming back in with the Wormadam, and of course, they're probably going to be running Iron Head, so I will be shielding this first charge move. Iron Head is going to grab our shield there. We're now going to see a Soul Rock in the back, and it's not looking too good for us. I'm just hoping that Buzzwole can tank this charge move. They go for Rock Slide. We barely hang on, and we get damage registration error there as well, allowing me to fire off the Lunge. Lunge gets the KO, but it doesn't really matter. They've still got 2 shields. They recognize that their win condition is saving their shields for the Buzzwole, or sorry, for the Wormadam trash there. We're going to shut up the Iron Head. I'm trying to deal as much damage as I possibly can with these smackdowns, but it's just not enough damage there. They can bug bite, farm me down, and unfortunately we do lose that game. But GG's up on there. Into the final battle, we see a Crocodile in the lead. We're going to say swap into Ariados, and this time met with a Galarian Slowbro. So this actually typically would be a fairly decent matchup for us if I was on lunge. However, I'm not on lunge, so unfortunately I can only hit for resisted damage. However, this is still a matchup that I can flip if I want to, so we're now going to start spamming these cross poisons. Cross poison, number 1, we are boosted. It's still resisted, but it will put them into Poison Sting farm down range, so we fire off cross poison, number 2, getting them incredibly low. So at this point, I'm definitely going to shield. I should be able to farm them down with fast move damage, but the opponent's going to swap into Licky Licky. So I'm actually going to swap into my Crustle here because I do have my Buzzwole before that Crocodile in the back. They go for the Earthquake once again, dealing huge damage there. I'm going to overfarm, fire off the X's here on what should be a CMP type with the Body Slam, but the opponent will just shield that up and then go for a full rollout farm down. So at this point, I could try and catch a move onto my Ariados, but it's going to be very risky. So instead, we're just going to come in with the Buzzwole, shield the first charge move. They full send the Earthquake there for some reason, and I honestly do not understand that play whatsoever. But either way, they make it to another charge move, and again, full sending the Earthquake there. I don't really know what their second move is, but either way, that's fine. They're now going to come back in with the Licky Licky. We can go for one counter, fire off the Superpower. This will be debuffing my defense, but I am just barely able to live another Mud Slap, make it Superpower number 2, it's debuffed, but it gets the KO up against the Crocodile, and I'm able to take that game. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day if you haven't done so already. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And if you want to take your support even further, you can now become a channel member with perks including early access to new videos, shoutouts at the end of each video, custom loyalty badges, and custom emojis to use in the comments. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has already become a channel member. Your support is greatly appreciated, and with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.